Let's take a look at how to use the Rogers Select microphone that some of your students will have this year. This microphone is worn in a slightly different way than previous microphones, and the mute function is a little different compared to other microphones you've used. This microphone has a clip attachment, and so that is magnetic. So you simply unclip it, and then you want to clip it as close as you can to your mouth. So I could clip it to the side of my shirt. If I'm not wearing a shirt like this, but I have my lanyard on, I could clip it to my lanyard. A third option, if you have neither, is just to turn it sideways and clip it to the top of your shirt like that. It doesn't matter which direction of this microphone is facing up. It's a smart microphone. It will automatically read up and it will focus towards your mouth depending on how you clip it. So no worries about how you get it on your body. To turn this microphone on and off, you're going to use the universal on-off button on the top, which is the only button on the sides of the microphone, and it's also the universal on-off symbol. And I'm going to press and hold that down for 1 second, and when it comes on, everything lights up green, including this light up at the top by the on-off button. In a second, it will change the color around the screen depending on how you're holding the microphone. But the green will always be on at the top. You may also sometimes see this light turn orange, and that simply means that the microphone is at 50% power. And so if you see that, please let your student know that they need to plug in. If it's red, you have a problem because the microphone has run out of battery, so let your student know that as well. Once you're turned on, then I can go ahead and clip it to my shirt, and I'm now transmitting to the student. With this microphone, there is no way to mute it in this configuration when I'm wearing it on my body. Unfortunately, the only way to mute it is to actually go back to that on-off button, hold it down for 1 second, all the lights will go off, and now I am turned off. So that is how you mute this. It's either on or off. There is no mute in this position. The other option, and another way to use this microphone, is what's called in team mode. So I'm going to turn it on again. And then you'll see that anytime I put this microphone down, all the lights will be lit up around it. And there are 6 microphones on this little microphone, so it can very specifically pick up the person in the group that the student wants to listen to. So when the student is doing group work, you should give the microphone back to the student. They can then put it on the table in front of them, and they can select who they want to hear. So it automatically defaults to having all 6 microphones on. But if my student only wants to listen to a student sitting across and beside them, they would simply tap those lights, and now it's picking up those 2. I could also add someone over here. Maybe if I want to listen to everyone, I just tap the middle and all the microphones will come back on. So the student has a lot of ability to specifically pick who they want to hear, and it will really help them do those group projects in a noisy classroom. When the microphone is sitting flat like this, the student does have the option to mute the microphone. So the only way to mute this microphone is to tap that center button when the microphone's flat. And then you'll see the red come on, which means it's muted. So if you are not comfortable turning it on and off when you're wearing it, but you need to mute it because your students are going to do individual work rather than you group teaching everybody, you could potentially take it off, put it flat, and hit that button so you see the red light. So that is an option to mute it, but then of course you will need to put it back on. When it's in mute, as soon as I pick it up and it goes upright again, you can see that the green light came back on, meaning that the microphone is on. It's not muted. It automatically unmutes as soon as it notices that it's back in this horizontal position. Students can use this for teamwork, but they can also use this in lieu of headphones in your class. So all your students will have this patch cord. One end of the patch cord gets plugged into the bottom of the microphone, and then one end would go into the phone or the iPad or the desktop into the headphone jack port. And then sound will either go from iPad or Chromebook directly to the microphone, which sends it directly to their hearing aids, so they don't need to wear headphones. Another option, and if you're interested in this, please let one of the DHH teachers at Century know, and they will contact me and I can help you with this, is you can plug this microphone into a little stand and then plug it into the back of a television or your desktop so that if you're playing videos or movies, then the sound could go directly from your desktop to the student's ear as well. And if that's an option that you use a lot, just let us know and I'm happy to come to your room and help you set that up. Every night, you will need to, when the student leaves your class, you will need to give it back to them because the microphone does need to be charged nightly back in their DHH room or in the nurse's office, depending on where they keep it. So make sure that your student takes the microphone with them to their next class. If you have any questions or concerns about that, please contact one of the DHH teachers at Century and they can get in touch with me and I'm happy to help. Thanks so much.